Today marks 1733rd day of day lessons, day reflections, and I will tell you right away. I have hiccups, probably from medication that I take. I had a surgery. There was some kind of infection that was needed to be removed beside the tooth, the root canal. And interesting, those steroids really was not doing very well for my stomach. So of course that hiccups is not something that I'm able to change. And I just really want to record this video and of course that's part of life, dealing with the cards that you have dealt. And I was thinking, what lesson should I speak about when I hiccuping? And I'm thinking there's such a thing that's unique thing. 7,833 days. This is the first time in a hiccuping during my video. And I was reflecting that I supposed to really speak something about pain related. And the most important part, I also want to speak about seven reflections that you're really able to reflect on when you remove the pain. When you remove the pain. So I removed the pain, removed the infection that was around the root canal. So, but I still need to now deal with the consequences of that pain. So sometimes you remove things from your life, but after removing the wrong thing in your life or something was bothering something, that was hurting something, that's bringing pain, still, now you will need to deal with the consequences of healing. And healing could be not nice, messy. Like for me, hiccups, going through the things that I would never guess I will need to go through. And today I will share seven things I will try to do as fast as I can, because it's hard to speak when your stomach doesn't want you operating in the highest possible way. But still, I think that there will be getting something done here. And I think this is a beautiful topic. So, number one, ending the battle does not instantly calm the nervous system. It's interesting. This is just when I speak about being in a wrong environment, not just about it too, but really speaking about being in the wrong environment, being in the wrong relationship, is that when you move yourself outside of that relationship, is still nervous system will be shaky. So we will feel anxiety where there is nothing wrong. You will feel anger from nowhere. You will feel exhausted, even though that feel safe, because your nervous system is still operating, getting ready for the bad environment. So that means that it will need some time, because when you really get out of the wrong environment, your body will have operations that was consuming and was familiar, and our body will need to really learn new ways to operate. Number two, removing the poison does not immediately rebuilding the damage. And it's interesting that, and probably one of the best examples as well could be that when you cut a skin with a knife, it'll start bleed. At the same time, that means when you really finish cutting the skin, that means that there will be some bleeding. Now, when the bleeding finished, now there will be healing done, and then of course there's some kind of scarring. I mean, there's so many things that in that healing is coming in place. First, of course, we need to make sure that we don't hurt ourselves anymore. But when you think about after the wrong environment and look at what really we lose in that, is that lost confidence, distorted beliefs, emotional exhaustion, broken trust, identity confusion. So many things that will be requested really to focus on healing the wound, because now bleeding is finished. Now we need to heal the wound, and that's where all the things will come into the place. Number three, you often grieve what you knew was hurting you. And this is very interesting. That means that you still had familiar routines. You had the version of you that you potentially even liked. You had the dream that you have built about this standard life. You even thought about the person that you potentially were with, that they will become somebody that you really wanted them to become, but they will never be that person. And could potentially be hard to overcome, because there's a lot of things that will be lost in this journey, in this healing. because healing is about subtracting a lot of times. It's subtracting, and the things that was comfortable, we need to say goodbye to. Number four, freedom creates responsibility. It's interesting because sometimes circumstances are excuse. Oh, I'm going through this right now, and I'm not able to really give the best that I could into different environments, different people, different aspects about yourself. And now, when you get out and you heal, now we're able to say, like, what could I use myself to? How I could I build? What could I build? There's no excuses now. You developed your understanding, you went out of an environment, you give yourself space to heal a little bit, but after healing will be time to build. And there's no more excuses hiding under circumstances. Now we'll need to go back and really start building because survival is not a mission. Really start pursuing and building vision. That's where true success lies. Number five, your identity may still be attached to pain. That means that we can really say that, oh, I have been the person who I was betrayed, I was rejected, I was the person who suffered. But I think that we really need to understand that stop asking what would how did I survive, but really how to use all the pain that I had to something in the future. Because really when you really start to build your vision and you really say, this is who I would love to become, this is a beautiful vision that I have set for myself. And the question that we're able to ask is like, how my past could benefit my future. That's a beautiful question. Every single time when I ask this question, I always find something. And I think that every single person will find it if they actually look for it. Number six, healing is often harder after the storm than during it. Sometimes when you are in circumstance, you are focused, you are fighting, you're surviving, you are in the game, and our nervous system is on a high alert. And sometimes it feels good, and when you really get out of that environment that made your nervous system operate in a high alertness, it will be collapse. I experienced that as well at the beginning of the year, totally collapse because I didn't need to perform in the wrong environment anymore, and finally be able to release things. And rather than just really when you get to the environment you feel better, you feel worse, you collapse. And then just at the beginning it's just, what's really happening here? Why am I feeling so much worse? And I think that's because finally body feels safe enough to release and finally be able to really feel things. And that's not that feeling sometimes could feel terrible, and sometimes like I feel so bad, I would really want to go to bad environment where I didn't feel collapsed. Number seven, the last one, is the goal is not to return to who you were before the pain. Because who you were before the pain was a person who chose to go to the fire, to the wrong environment, to accept the things that was not acceptable. And we need to really develop more awareness, groundedness, become more disciplined, compassionate, wise, intentional. That means that we need to be different this time. I don't think that we need to be guarded. We need to be more aware, be more open, because now we really look into people differently. We look into not what they say, we look into what they do, how they operate, because it's extremely important is just really stop listening what people say. It's more looking what they do, because that's really what really matters. And there's more things could be that be able to recover and understand, okay. And I really love the example. It says that pain is materials. That is steel, there's wood, and you can choose whatever you want to build. You can choose the walls around yourself that no one is coming in, or you can really choose to build foundations and build a massive high rise that really allows you to really execute towards the vision that you have set yourself. So, like you choose, so you want to build walls that you no one hurts you anymore, or do you want to build foundation for the future you that will be much more powerful? And the last one that I want to mention is that removing the source of pain creates opportunity for healing. But the healing requires your participation. And it might be that as my hiccups, that healing will bring some awkward things in your life that you never thought it will experience, but you will need to go through that just to make sure that you're able to heal and become the person that you want to become. So I hope you reflect on that because I think that majority of people will experience some kind of pain. Some people more, some people less, but every single person will experience pain, and the choice it will make will dictate if it'll become more compassionate or become more bitter. And I think this is extremely important topic, and maybe we'll speak in the future more when I will not have this terrible feeling of stomach and hiccups. But that will be in the future. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.